Poetry.
Yeah, he is.
He's Shady Diefenbach.
Yeah, I am.
How y'all doing on this thirsty Thursday?
Fucking fantastic. As
Good.
I said earlier.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Match the energy.
Dude, you know what? I have had energy for about 2 straight weeks, and you've been just, oh, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I know. That's
and
why.
you do one load of laundry, now the world is on fire.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah,
But that literally is what I did this morning, and it started my day off right.
That was kind of a bar. I don't know why, but it was.
Do one load of laundry, and you
Set the world on fire?
Yeah.
that sounds like a banger.
Does.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good song.
That's the whole
That's great.
song. No? That's the whole song.
Yeah! It's time for another great show.
That's the Kenny Dillingham energy.
It's spring,
We got
baby.
Right there.
Yeah.
It is spring. The weather's. I mean, Shawn, Shane. Might as well. Your defensive back. Oh shit.
You didn't catch it.
I mean, it didn't get thrown. That's not my fault.
Yes. Didn't get thrown in a one-on-one.
Wait, so that's a wash?
I mean, the quarterback just went somewhere else with it.
Yeah, it was in a one-on-one.
In a one-on-one?
Yeah.
Where'd you go with it? You got
So you had to
sacked?
scramble.
I mean, that just tells you how bad you are.
No, that tells you how bad the quarterback is. Yeah, make his reads.
Or he just was better than you.
I mean, that's possible.
Oh, he threw it.
Trent
Oh,
Bourget
you
is
dropped it.
better than me.
This is true. We also found out that
All the
Trent
quarterbacks are
Bourget
probably
thinks
better than me.
Shane is sus.
Oh,
Kind of electric.
I feel like I need context to that.
Oh, the whole Jalin showed his roommate and a couple of the players the DM up thing,
yeah.
and I guess Trenton's
The what
immediate
thing?
reaction.
The what?
What?
Trenton's reaction is like, yeah, that guy's sus.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Okay. Let's talk about spring practice. Why don't we? Because week 2 is rounded up here. They've obviously got a live scrimmage on Saturday at Sun Devils Stadium, which is going to be super fun. But Shane, you and I were out there this morning. We'll get into some of the standouts, but just initially, first practice back for us because we weren't there on Tuesday. What'd you see?
Sounds like you got injured.
It was like we were on
Yeah,
vacation
we
or
were
something.
out. We were out. What'd you see today?
It's another beautiful day at the practice facilities. Just so
That's it.
awesome there.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It was one of those weird mornings too, where it's like, if the sun is out, you start to get a little hot if you're standing around. If the sun's not out, you're cold.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect day. It's beautiful. It's just hard not to have really high energy when you're out there, even just being a media member. The energy was high again for all of the players, the
coaches.
the coaches, the vibes were very high. We saw some coaches kicking extra points. We saw some linemen kicking extra points. It was very fun.
Lineman surprisingly good.
Oh my, Isaiah Glass,
Yeah.
My guy.
dude.
He scooped that one. That was a scooper.
That was good from 40.
Yeah. I don't know about 40.
Dude.
It was good. It wasn't good from 40.
Dude.
Wait, what? Glass kicking? Is that what you're saying?
So for the one-on-ones, they did kicking. They did like
Nice.
extra points.
Electric.
Clayton Smith, stick to being an edge
Yeah,
guy.
well,
Don't be kicking the football.
There's a couple. Yeah.
Vince Amy though.
Fintani,
Yeah, they had coaches.
Jason
out here kicking
Mons?
too. Jason Mons also. I think one of the media members was like, "Yeah, Jason Mons built like a
He
kicker."
looks like a kicker.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like when I played school or football at middle school. Like they would just do dumb stuff like that. You know, they don't want to run.
It's not morning.
Yeah, it is fully 2 in the afternoon.
It's morning for somebody.
What are we doing here? But yeah, like, you know, middle school and football is not as serious and it's a lot more fun. It's modified. Like at the end of the day, you don't want to run? All right. Like they would pull me out there because I was a bottom 5 player on the team. Easy. Have me kick or try to throw a football through the uprights and stuff like that. Just because why not? It makes the vibes fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you see dudes doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. Like it's like a big man touchdown. It's just electric.
Yeah, that's true. I think one of the things, and Shane, you bring up the weather, and we've talked about what it means for recruits, but talking about what it means for some of these guys that are coming from different places, right? Like an Xavier Guillory transferring from Idaho State or a Drew Pine from South Bend, Indiana. Like these are guys that aren't used to practicing in this weather, right? And like obviously from a emotional standpoint and a mental standpoint, I think like the sun being out makes you like, it gets you more excited, you're happy or whatever. Like for these guys being able to play the sport they love and do it when they're not freezing their asses off.
Yeah.
It's got to be like a new feeling for them.
I mean, it's just, as I said, the weather makes it hard not to love what you're doing. And especially for a guy like Drew Pine, like you said, it's beautiful out there. And you just feel warm, like inside when you're out there. It's just
You're all warm and fuzzy inside.
I cannot stress how stark a contrast it is from last year and how different.
I don't think night and day does it justice.
No, this is Fortnite in 4 days.
Those are two different things.
4 days is not a real thing.
4 day could be.
No, it's not. It's not.
Day at a fort.
Wow.
Was that profound?
Yeah.
Nice. What was I going to say?
Day.
It's funny you mentioned the weather because
day.
yesterday I was going to tweet something, but I didn't want to seem like a complete troll. But you can see you Buffs put out like a video of them doing their practice. And I was like, imagine having to do practice inside. That seems like it would suck. It's gray and dark in there.
Yeah.
And Dion was walking around with a cowboy hat for some reason. But yeah, we talked about the weather a bunch. It's just another benefit of having spring ball be a little earlier than it was last year, and again, the weather being nicer later into the year than it was last year. But it's definitely, I feel like, setting the tone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one thing I think that they've really established so far in spring. And Kenny was talking about it, and he's brought it up multiple times, right? And just coming to Arizona State, if you want to have the most fun and work the hardest, like, you're going to do it at Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there isn't a place that is going to get you both those things. And I think that's the tone that's been set in practice. In terms of some of the players that have stood out, Shane, you and I have been just about every single practice so far. Who, as of late, has really made your eyebrows raise? That was a tough way to say that.
Who's raised your eyebrows?
Who's raised your eyebrows? Who is literally picking up your eyebrows?
This is like the dub, but Elijhah Badger is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, and he's getting even better. I mean, to be expected, but I'd be shocked if he's here next year. Like,
yeah.
He is league bound, man.
Yeah.
There was a video that Cole tweeted of him toe tapping in the back of the end zone. Disgusting. And just everything he does is disgusting. Doing it opposite side of Guillory is disgusting. But somebody who we haven't talked about yet is Ashley Williams, and flattened somebody today.
Yeah, he did.
Just somebody. I don't know who it was. He is every bit of 6'4", however tall he is. He is as tall as Stansberry, I think.
Yeah.
And he's a freshman, and he's built like that. Like, as somebody said this morning, I don't know what they feed him down there in Louisiana, but
gumbo and po' boys.
Oh boy, yeah.
Ashley Williams, I think, is going to be a name early on in the season that you're going to be like, wait, this kid's a freshman? Like, I thought he was an incoming transfer. Like, he plays, and again, it's just spring ball, but his motor, his football IQ so early on is like a guy that has been playing college football already for a couple seasons at a lower level. I turned to Shane after he did what he did.
We hit each other with the softball only down one run eyes. We're it was.
now.
Are you kidding me? Like that's pretty much what it was like, right? And we're like, can you imagine being in high school and your task for Friday night is you got to block Ashley Williams? Shane's like, nah, I would literally tell them.
I know, I would keep false starting until they pulled me from the game.
Yeah. You're like, I can't. Coach,
I'm not built for this.
No, you simply cannot do it.
There was plenty of times. I was a coward as a kid. There was plenty of times where I was just like, oh, I slipped at the line of scrimmage. Oh, can't get hit. Oh, damn.
Ashley Williams is the type of guy that whether he starts the game, he is a guy that's going to give this team depth at edge rusher, and that's going to be huge for a defense that did not have any edge rushers really last season, or at least any that we were like, damn, this is your guy that you need to step up on third down. Now you've got Ashley Williams. Now you've got Clayton Smith. You get another year of BJ Green.
And you get a healthy Stansberry,
yeah.
who, as you said, is still what? Really tall.
Still really big. He's a giant.
Yeah.
He does not look like there are guys you're like, oh, that guy should be playing like a tight end or a receiver. He should be playing defensive end. You look at Stansberry and you're like,
I don't know what
you should be a power forward. Like, you don't look like you should be on a football field. Like, he's just that big. And the same thing on the offense, right? You got a Jalin Conyers, a Messiah Swinson, a Pierre, a Troy O'Meara. Like, the size that this team has is truly ridiculous.
They shouldn't be playing basketball, though. Conyers said his game was Luka-esque yesterday, and I was like...
He said, quote, light-skinned Luka.
Yeah.
And he called his best friend, and his best friend was like, nah, you're more like a Zion.
You're like a Zion. He's like, but I can shoot. I'm like...
So can Zion.
No, you can't.
Well, I don't think Zion is doing what Jalin Conyers did today at practice. There were some ridiculous catches that Jalin made. This one specifically, that
I don't know if you guys know this. He's good.
he is very good. Like, the DB's all over him. Jalin goes over the top. It gets tipped, and he still has the hand-eye coordination and the focus to reel that thing in.
That is
like,
ridiculous.
If you're in coverage here, what do you do?
That's one of those. You just kind of look around, you throw your hands up, be like,
Coach, I don't
think coach doesn't even get mad in that situation. You're like, you just got beat by a better player. It's just not much more to say about it than that.
Yeah, like, we know the Jalin Conyers, the Elijhah Badger, even the Xavier Guillorys are going to be pretty dominant this year, right? You've talked about a Melquan Stovall, who continues to impress every single day. Or there's a Chad Johnson Jr. who tweeted he's just stacking days, right?
They're all stacking days.
He's getting. I'm really excited to see what his usage is like in this offense, because I think you are getting, specifically in an offense that is expected to be so fast paced, so tempo, you're going to be getting guys in and out.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be exciting. One guy for me who is now in year 2, Javen Jacobs. We saw him at times more of a special teamer last year, but looking at what he's been able to do and just grow over the first week and change during spring ball, he's gotten so much more comfortable, right? This is the type of stuff that he was doing out here earlier today.
Just confidence.
Right? Just in one-on-one, running a fade. And one thing that I think stands out to me that you don't have in maybe a year 1, right, is you see that pass, obviously you're running the route, whatever, you're going to get the ball. Like, as soon as that ball's in the air, right, at this point, a receiver probably sticks his hands out. But to have the awareness that any inclination of reaching your hands out gives it away where the ball is at, for him to throw his hands up so late with a hand literally in his face,
Jacob, can you pause it when there was a hand on his helmet? This is, I mean, the degree of difficulty on this is ridiculous. It's just, look at that.
Yeah, like, it is still, and he's a smaller receiver.
Literally, it's like you're like at an eye doctor. One eye closed. Yeah. Like, he's literally got his hand over his fucking face.
The concentration on this.
And he is a smaller receiver.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the concentration to reel that in, to know where you're at on the field, like, that is a play that you're going to see, I feel like, from a bunch of different guys this season, right? So I'll take a Javen Jacobs. Shane, on the offensive side of the ball, outside of a guy like an Elijhah Badger or an Xavier Guillory, is there anyone that's really stood out to you?
I mean, it's hard to pick one. Chad Johnson Jr., as you said, has been really good. I really like what Gio Sanders is doing.
Yeah.
George Hart has been awesome as well.
He's been great in pass protection.
Y'all don't know about George Hart, man.
You will, though.
You will.
But I think the one that we were talking about the most today on offense, that's not a top 2 receiver on this roster, is Cam Skattebo.
Yeah. Skattebo is going to be like, he's going to be a problem.
He's going to hurt people.
The running backs in general I feel like are getting just so overlooked because of how good the pass catchers have looked. Like, you haven't heard a whole lot about what the running backs are doing this spring ball.
And Kenny's offenses, like, I know the everyone's like sees the Oregon offense and they're like, Bo Nix. Or wherever Kenny goes, it's always, the quarterbacks are amazing. Everywhere they go, the run game is top 10 in the country. Like, to your point, we and I don't think a whole bunch of people have given the respect of the running backs quite yet. And I don't know if it's because we don't necessarily know who's going to be that lead guy, but there's I don't care who the lead running back is on this team. I think you've got 3 or 4 very capable guys who at any point could make it very, very difficult in their own way for an opposing defense. Right, DeCarlos Brooks and Cameron Skattebo have 2 very different games, and then you look at a Tevin White and a George Hart; they have 2 very different games. 4
of them are different. Yeah. Like, I think you can see, as I said before, the Chip Trayanum Rashad White thing. But I think in that same vein is, like, you could see a guy, any of those 4, genuinely have a really good first couple games, and then just take over, and he turns into that Rashad White role where he's getting 25 plus touches a game.
Yeah,
but I could also see a running back by committee of 4.
Mm-hmm.
What would you prefer in an offense like this?
I want a dominant back. I want a dominant back that you can go to, just because, I mean, because a dominant back in a Kenny offense would mean that this guy is, like, just shredding. Like, plug and play is great, especially for how fast paced they can go. But I mean, there's something about having a dominant back at ASU, man.
I think for me, having multiple guys in this type of system that is so fast paced and so tempo oriented, when you get to a week 9 or a week 10 and you're in conference play, you've got guys that still have fresh legs because they're not getting 20, 25 totes a game like you saw with Xavier Valade. And credit to Valade, like he did everything possible down the stretch for ASU last season. But you figure if he gets 5 less carries a game and you go to that U of A game, maybe he's a little fresher.
I think it's a balance, right? Like, I mean, I agree that I like having a dominant running back. Like, I like there being a clear number 1, but I don't think they need to have the usage rate that X or Rashad
they don't need
had.
it.
Yeah, like they don't need to be used that much. But I do think there should be a guy that is like, all right, that's our starting running back. I know it's kind of sitting on the fence, but I think there is a balance there.
Rashad White literally won a game for ASU 2 years ago against Washington. Like genuinely,
you want someone who can do that.
He won a game.
You do, but you're in such a different position.
But you don't need that anymore. No, that's why I think having that one guy he's not going to be banged up and tired by the end of the year because he's not going to have to touch the ball 40 times a game and go for 250 all purpose. Like I'm fine with it just because of the position you're in now. But that being said, this is the Kenny Dillingham offense. You might have two backs coming out of the backfield that are motioning separate ways.
Yeah.
Like, or not motioning separate ways because that's illegal. Yeah. But going separate ways. Like one guy motions, the other is in pass pro and then is blocking for a screen for the other running back. Like the crazy shit can happen.
You just don't know what you're gonna get. It's definitely gonna be exciting. But yeah, you're right, Shawn. I don't think we've talked enough about the running backs, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't tell you who's like winning that starting spot right now.
Yeah.
I do like what I've seen from Skattebo though. And maybe it is because he does, in my mind, resemble like his style. Just reminds me of so many former Charger running backs. But like it's you said it on the field today. Give him the ball from inside the 5, it feels like it's automatic.
Yeah. His last name isn't just his last name, it's also partially a command, especially if your name is Bo. Skattebo. Get out of here. Scatter. I would run away from him if he was charging.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it's impossible to tackle a guy like that.
Jacob really didn't like that one.
Right? Because of how like his center of gravity is so low. If he lowers the shoulder at all, you can't wrap up, like especially guys that are 6'2", 6'3", trying to get that low anyways.
It's Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
It's all of those.
But he's not even that short.
But it's compact. It's compact, and he's not that short, but he's not tall. And it's
like a Ford Focus, but with like the engine of a Mustang.
It's a 8-cylinder Kia Soul. It's just
they don't just run you over.
Yeah. Those kinds of running backs are going to be really hard to stop, especially if they only need a couple yards.
That and you get to the that's another thing about having a committee, right? You got Tevin White and DeCarlos Brooks in the first half, and they're doing their thing. You say you run the ball 20 times a game or whatever, and you're up a touchdown. You got the ball. You got one drive. Yeah. Guess what? Your defense has been beat up, or the opposing defense has been beat up all game long. Now you throw in this motherfucker who is already in and of itself tough to tackle, but you're in the fourth quarter. These guys are beat up, and you're telling me you're going to stick a Kia Soul with a
V8
with a V8 engine in it? Like, it's going to be tough.
Not even to mention what they can do in the passing game. Like,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember Skattebo saying like that's one thing that he thinks he can do that
he threw a touchdown last year.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's fine.
He had a really nice catch on the sideline today. But that's what's so scary is the passing game is terrifying. But if this team can get any semblance of a really good running game for a couple drives, like not only is it just going to be a dominant running game, it's going to be a punishing running game. Yeah. Like Skattebo and Tevin White will make you not want to play football.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, and the receivers and the running backs go hand in hand. This is not like last year. It's going to be a team, presumably, where you have to respect both the rush attack and the passing game.
Yeah.
Which was not the case the last couple of years.
Right,
at least last year.
Thankfully, we're not. But if you were in charge of the depth chart, who's your RB1 right now?
Oof. I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know either. Just
I mean,
throw someone out.
Like if I'm the head coach and I'm starting running back, DeCarlos.
Same.
That's kind of where I was leaning. Yeah.
But barely.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
No, there isn't. Literally any of them.
Yeah.
I think DeCarlos simply because he gives you the best balance of.
I think he's the most polished too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's got the most experience.
Yeah.
Coming from, I mean, played in the conference too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, good point.
no, it's tough, and the same thing with the quarterbacks. I couldn't tell you who is like. They've
Separating
all,
themselves,
yeah, they're all like on the same page. It feels like, right?
I think Borges is like 6 pages ahead.
6 pages ahead.
I mean, that's
Not a chapter,
It's,
but
I
6
mean,
pages.
you see this often, right? It's the guy who was here, and obviously it's a different system,
Yeah.
but still, it's here. Speaking of which, shout out Connor. I saw something the other day that this is not necessarily DJ Uyunglele's job up there. There's another guy that is taking the majority of first team reps. I
You
forget
just
his
want
name.
to say his name every show.
It's a fun name to say.
It's a very fun name to say.
Go
And
ahead,
I
say
don't DJ Uyunglele.
Uyunglele.
Yeah.
Uyunglele? It's not
Uyunglele.
Uya? It's
DJ Uyunglele. Yeah.
Uyunglele.
Yeah. A lot of fun to say DJ's name.
Chris said thoughts on the O-line. It's been so plug and play. Like we don't know who's. It's deep. There's a lot of pieces there.
And it's hard to imagine it's going to get worse than last year.
It cannot. It
over the last couple of years.
it cannot get any worse.
Well, when you get the ball out quick too,
That's
right?
also
Like,
true,
It
yeah.
makes the offensive line look better.
I think
Yeah.
Isaiah Glass is a very, very strong.
That's why
year this
I
year.
drafted him in our guys draft.
I think he's gonna make a
Plus-
name for himself on field goal.
You got a couple guys also in the portal.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in a Bram Walden who I was begging for?
Yeah.
Like 3 months ago.
There are
He's
guys that
big
you
and
just
he's
forget.
here.
You just forget. You're like,
Yeah.
oh damn, I forgot this guy's on the roster.
Ben Scott's not because he's a massive giant man standing on Nebraska Stadium.
Standing on
true.
Nebraska Stadium.
According to his graphic.
Forgot about that.
Yes, things we love to see.
He's a giant.
Guys,
Fee-fi-fo Scott.
what is it?
Never mind. Just come on.
I didn't hear you.
I said fee-fi-fo Scott.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you repeat your joke
It's okay.
again. Sorry. Shane.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yep.
You did a thing.
I did.
Tell the people what you did.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Ready for this?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you did.
So some of us have smooth brains. Some of us may mean me. You know, a little dumb sometimes. Sometimes I want to get a little dumber and just
Yeah.
like kind of like disconnect
there you
a little
go.
bit.
Decompress.
Well, this is how I decompress: is I disconnect. Not just from my
Unplug.
phone and whatever, because I connect to a different world, and that
This
world
mortal
is
plane.
Minecraft.
Mortal plane.
I connected to Minecraft last night, and the connection was strengthened. I was Ethernet plugged in
Oh.
to my Xbox.
No
My
Wi-Fi.
brain was
Your brain was?
because of OGs.
Mm.
I took about a quarter OGs. I played Minecraft with my buddy Egan. Shout out Egan. And I named both of our horses the same name, Augustus.
Mm.
So I was
No
like,
Augustus Jr.
I was like, "Where's Augustus?" And he's like, "Which one?" I died a lot,
Mm,
yeah,
actually.
but I wasn't stressing because I had OGs.
Well-
And the best thing about them, like I don't even have the sleepy time ones yet. Just took the regular one, orange creamsicle,
Yeah.
unbelievable flavor, by the way. When I wake up in the morning,
Not
this
groggy.
morning, I feel great.
Yeah.
Like better than if I didn't take it.
Mm.
Like I feel
You
rested.
get well rested, yeah.
It's just it was great.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask Max if we have more OGs in the office because last night I was very close to taking melatonin. And I got the little melatonin gummies, and I've talked about it before how, like, if I really need to sleep, I'll take them, but I wake up super groggy. The sleep's not great and whatever, but, like, it gets me to bed in a 2-hour span, which is sometimes what I need, right? But I remember it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I grabbed the bottle because I didn't have any OGs, and I'm getting ready to open it, and I'm like, I got to be up in the morning for practice, and I really don't feel like waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning from a nightmare. So I'm gonna just have to go to sleep without any melatonin. But I definitely wish I had some OGs, guys. As always, check out ogsbrands.com. You do got to be 21 plus
Huzzah.
to enjoy the Za. Yes. Shane,
Uh-huh.
tell the people what we're gonna be doing for the NFL draft on April 27th.
I don't know. I'm not gonna be there.
You're not gonna be. Oh, because you're gonna be.
Puerto Vallarta.
That music didn't fit. I feel like.
I agree with you.
What?
Well, you're gonna be there, right?
I will be there, presumably.
Okay.
What?
It's a long way away, but that's why you make your plans now. He said. That's why you make your plans
That
now.
was hella disrespectful.
And if you don't have plans for the draft yet, I got them for you. It's the 8th Street. It's the Four Peaks 8th Street Pub. Because in case you didn't know, there's a lot going on in Cardinals world. They got a new coach, new GM, third overall draft pick. Although
Try
they did trade out of
and
it,
right
but-
the wrongs of those who came before them.
Yes, not to name names, but
Bo
Steve
Brock.
Keim.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Bo, are you?
We all
he's got
three
his
named
headphones in.
somebody else.
Bo is the cause of all the Cardinals
Uh-huh.
problems.
Mm.
But he has a chance to rectify it on April 27th at Four Peaks, 8th Street Pub. It's the best spot taking the draft. We did it last year for the NHL draft. It was a whole ass vibe. Let's do it this year for the NFL draft because they'll actually have a pick worth a damn, unlike the Arizona Coyotes.
Hey,
they keep winning.
They do.
They keep getting points.
Yeah, they do keep getting them their points.
They've been playing fair.
Yeah, I've been on the train that the hockey gods shall shine favorably upon the Arizona Coyotes. But the hockey gods can only do so much. But there's no lottery in the NFL draft. We know what the Cardinals are going to do. It's the 3rd overall pick. So pull through. It's going to be vibes. And there's good food, good beer. You could be there alone. It would be a vibe. But you won't because we'll be there. Well, we'll be there. He'll be in Puerto Vallarta.
No.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that make sense?
That it doesn't fit Puerto Vallarta. Doesn't fit Puerto Vallarta at all.
Why?
It just doesn't.
8th Street Pub on
Get in it.
4 Peaks, 8th Street Pub.
Be there.
Get in it. But if you're going to drink 4 Peaks, remember, you got to be 21 or older, and you have to do it responsibly.
Yes.
If you do it irresponsibly, I will fight you.
Responsibly. You'll responsibly fight somebody
How do
being
you
irresponsible.
fight responsibly?
You can.
It's like UFC. That's a responsible fight.
No, it's
like
not.
you stop it when
It's sanctioned?
It is sanctioned.
Yeah, no, I know the UFC is sanctioned. You fighting somebody is not sanctioned.
It's going to be at the UFC Apex.
Yeah. Oh, it's a UFC fight.
Herb Dean will be there.
So will
Sal
Bruce
D'Amato
Buffer.
will be one of the scorers. Bruce Buffer will yell.
Mm-hmm.
That was a perfect opportunity.
It's okay.
Jacob.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, it will be. It
was an alley-oop.
It was an alley-oop, but it was like
unlucky.
Gaffney ripping it off the top of the glass to Dev.
Just throwing a heater for no reason.
For no fucking reason.
Oh, man. Let's talk about some of the younger guys that we could see this season. We've already talked about a guy like Javen Jacobs or an Ashley Williams. I want to get into Jaden Rashada a little bit because he's a guy at quarterback that I think a lot of people have really high expectations for. And I think everybody at some point expects to see Rashada as QB1. As it stands right now, it feels like he's just a little bit behind. And that's not necessarily his fault. It's just more he's a younger kid, right? Like, if it were me, right? And again, we don't have there's no depth chart yet. But I would be absolutely shocked if you saw Jaden Rashada be QB1 at the start of the season.
Yeah, and that's no knock on his game.
Yeah.
I think.
No, we've heard he has the best ball.
Yeah, I think pure arm talent, like potential specifically, it's him by a long shot. But I mean, he's a freshman. He's a true freshman.
Yeah, and also when you look at his frame, like he has some growing to do.
With that being said, though, when we get to fall camp, wouldn't be surprised if he looked a whole lot better. We were like, oh.
Yeah. Can we play that Javen Jacobs catch one more time?
This was a ball from him.
Yeah, this was a ball from Rashada, which we could focus on the catch all you want, but look where this ball is placed.
Perfect.
Right? Like, that is a phenomenal throw, and those are things that you're going to see. Oh my gosh, Chris. Those are things you're going to see from Jaden, I think, as fall camp goes on, whatever they do for Camp T, people are going to be like, damn, like he's got an arm. But it's just going to be a matter of when he gets the playbook down, when he is able to fully grasp everything that's going on, the sky is the limit for a guy like Jaden Rashada.
Yeah.
And especially in an offense with these weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
and
if he ever...
the system.
Yes, that is true. He will have time. That is another thing, too, right? And Kenny was talking a little bit about it. He was asked after practice, because there's guys like Ashley Williams or there's other freshmen on the team that are here now for spring. So he was asked specifically his thoughts on getting guys in the spring to be at ASU. And he gave a really genuine answer of my thoughts on it may be different than a lot of other Division I coaches. Anytime he meets with a recruit and they ask him that question of hey, do I need to be there in spring? And he's like, unless you are fully 100% committed or you think that you are going to be a true freshman starter, my advice to you would be to go do your senior season, do what you got to do, be a 17-year-old kid, right? He's like, everybody in the world puts pressure on these high schoolers or these 17-year-old kids to be the next best thing. And at the end of the day, he's like, it's us. We're the ones that are putting all this pressure on these kids to come out and be, 5-star golden chip players, right off the rip. Golden chip, blue chip, same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a whole new chip.
Yeah, it's a whole new chip.
I respect it. You know what I saw for the first time ever yesterday? 5-star plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never seen that.
Yeah,
Colin Simmons is so good. He's not just a 5-star.
When all 4 major outlets
have you as a 5-star.
I was watching some of his tape because that's what I do when I'm, I kick my feet up like behind my head and I watch it like this. When I'm
you
on my
kick
bed.
your feet up behind your head?
You know what I'm talking about? I was just making a joke.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm so excited for Colin
It's like,
Simmons to be a
when
Sun
you're really
Devil.
cute and you're laying on your stomach on your bed and you're like kicking
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because I'm so excited for Colin Simmons to be a Sun Devil.
Well,
I was watching their state championship game, and who do I see running across the field to congratulate his dad to put samples?
Of course.
Like, he just pops in the video, big Sun Devil logo. It was great.
What do you think of some of the younger guys? We've talked about Ashley Williams, guys that we haven't talked a whole lot about, specifically in like the DB room, right? You look at a guy like Montana Warren, who was on the show after he committed. And there's some younger ones on offense too. But, and Shawn, I'll start with you. Just on some of these younger guys getting in with the talent and the experience that some of the ASU defenders specifically have, right? Like a Montana Warren coming and working with a guy like a Jordan Clark or Ro Torrance. How valuable do you think that is, specifically in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's invaluable, especially with a guy like Jordan Clark, who is a leader. And I mean, I think you're seeing more of that from Ro. And I think it's also valuable because like Ro specifically did not have like the greatest of years last year. Like he had tough spots. And I think it's important to have guys like that who can work through that kind of stuff. Especially because a lot of these freshmen probably are not going to get the most playing time off rip. And it could be hard for young kids. Like to have these kinds of not just talented players, but leaders as well, there to kind of shepherd these young guys through this process and just what it takes to be a high-level college athlete. Like, you can't put a value on that, specifically in the secondary, because that is like the one position that has some kind of veteran presence and leadership.
Secondary is going to be strange. Yeah. Not like in a bad way, just like, I mean,
you're not going to recognize a whole lot of people, I feel like.
Safety-wise, they're talking about Alford doing everything.
Yeah.
Like
Alford, Jamari Simons has gotten some really solid reps this season. Or this spring season.
And then Chris Edmonds is probably your one true. That's going to be
Ed
one
Woods
of
is still here.
Yeah.
Like you got it's last year, I think at this time we were talking about how the secondary was expected to be a liability. This year, I think it's going to be one of the not stagnant is not the right word, but like it is going to be the baseline of all of the other position groups because of how consistent I think it's going to be.
Yeah. It is crazy how you look at last year and it's like probably the 2 position groups you were most concerned about were wide receiver and defensive back. And now I feel like those are the 2 you have the most, at least the most clear vision of what it's going to look like, if not the most confidence.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much a year can change.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get a lot. One thing, and there's, my goodness, I know it's still early on in spring, but if I could give a single MVP award to somebody so far, or somebody that's like a damn award of just like, you are the person so far, it is Travion Brown through and through. It's gross that he wears number 82 at linebacker, but like I'll tell you to your face, Travion, like what are we doing with number 82? Yeah. It's like you come on now. But he is terrifying. Like him lining up in the middle of your defense. Yeah. They were running pass protection with the running backs today, and he has got a motor, dude. He is the type of linebacker. Huh?
What type of motor?
V8.
No, it's like it's a
motor.
It's a cruise ship motor. Whoa. It's massive. Dude doesn't stop. He can go through you. That might be he can go around. Is that the
biggest motor?
Because they have motors.
I feel like
do rockets have motors?
What about planes?
I think cruise ship motors
are definitely bigger than planes. I'll say that.
Well, depending on what kind.
I'm not really
size wise. I don't know about pressure like per square inch.
I don't know anything about vehicles.
I know nothing about engineering.
Yeah, me either. My best friends are all engineers, and I don't know a damn thing.
There's got to be somebody majoring in engineering on the football team.
Probably. But yes, Travion Brown. And we're also seeing a lot of Will Schaefer, too, at linebacker. I think it's going to be really exciting to see what he brings to the table because he's a guy that's been waiting for a while now, right? A guy that had to sit behind a Kyle Soley, a Merlin Robertson, a Connor Soley, even. You're gonna see a lot from him and Travion, and they are going to be. They're different types of linebackers than what ASU had last year in a Kyle Sully and a Merlin Robertson, who, in my personal opinion, felt more like coverage guys. These two, in Schaefer and Brown, are more, we are 100% here to stop the run. Mm-hmm. We're here to jam you at the line of scrimmage and make your evening a living hell.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite kinds of linebackers.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
That's I feel like on both sides of the ball, just kind of like, they are clearly forming an identity for this team.
Yeah.
And it is going to be like you could beat us by 80, but it's not going to be fun. Like you're not going to enjoy it. It's going to be difficult. You're going to break some face masks, going to hurt some people. And that's awesome because I don't feel like, specifically defensively, this team had much of an identity last year.
No.
And I don't think it gets talked about enough how valuable it can be just for a team to know what their identity is and what kind of game they're going to play every single week. And props to Coach Ward and Kenny, all of them, for making that, at least it seems, a focal point of trying to build an identity on both sides of the ball.
To quote my high school football coach, he just got a bunch of JYDs out there. It is going to be a lot of fun to watch ASU defense work this season. And I know all eyes are on the offense, and rightfully so, but the defense is going to look nothing like you saw last season under Donnie Henderson. A group last year that you could watch ASU defense and you'd be like, oh, here we go again. Like, just don't give up a touchdown. Like, the offense just worked their ass off to go get you 6. Just get a stop, 1 stop, right? The Territorial Cup came down to get 1 stop. Couldn't do it. This year, this group is, holy shit, we are going to, if I'm a quarterback and I go to sleep and I've got to play this ASU defense, just based off what I've seen in spring, it's like, my God, am I going to be running around a lot?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I mean, it's so early, man. It's too early to tell.
I don't know if it's too early to tell.
I can guarantee the chat this. Cole in the chat asking, just as long as our defense doesn't go 200 rushing yards a game like last year, that won't happen.
No.
The front seven's too big, too good.
That is true. Guys, something else that is too good. Burrito Express. We talk about it every single day. And again, rightfully so. They got locations all over the valley. They're going to fill your tummy.
They've been a spring standout.
They have been a spring. Now they're a season-long standout. They're a gold chip.
Yeah.
They're a gold chip.
They're a 5+ star.
Yeah,
Yes,
they are 5-star plus.
5 stars from everybody, guys. Again, locations all over the valley. Still, personal favorite, steak and egg, add bacon. To quote Johnny, you can use some of that green dipping sauce that they got. Goes crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about salsa here, guys.
Can't believe.
Check them out. Give them a follow on social at Burrito EXP.
Like, is it barbecue sauce? Like, what are we doing there?
I don't
Did he explain himself?
What?
The dipping sauce
Johnny-
thing? Did he ever explain himself?
No, he just literally didn't know it was salsa.
That's
What would it be though, Johnny?
Incredible.
Like, Johnny, what the fuck would it be?
I'm sure you can find some good dipping sauce, and by dipping sauce I mean actual dipping sauce, like barbecue sauce type thing. At a Circle K, because they've got damn near everything.
That is true.
Yeah.
And you might be asking,
What do I dip?
that's perfect.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no.
thought we were gonna start talking about chicken tornadoes again.
Oh, what do you dip your chicken tornado with?
Nothing.
See, I just want to put this out here, and I know this is probably like the most American thing of all time. Ranch is the supreme dipping sauce. You can put this shit on literally anything. It's amazing.
It is.
Dude, garlic sauce, like from like a pizza place.
Yeah, like Papa John's.
Yeah.
I am a big honey mustard guy as well.
Eating the chicken with no honey mustard.
But as I was gonna say, you might be asking yourself, where can I get a chicken tornado, or dipping sauce, or a coffee, or gas, or chips, or candy, or cigarettes, or
A
rolling
cruise ship
papers,
engine.
or beer, or basically anything you might need to have a good
You
night.
can't get a cruise ship engine.
You probably
You can't
cannot.
keep lying. You
Probably cannot do that. But
you
if
can probably, you could probably get V-Bucks.
you might be able to, because they got gift cards there. But you might be asking, where do I get that? Well, I don't know where you are right now, so I can't give you an exact answer. But Circle K can. You just got to head to
His ads are
CircleK.com.
5 minutes long.
Well, we got into a dipping sauce thing. It would have been done 5 minutes ago if you didn't interrupt me with the dipping sauce thing. And then you didn't interrupt me by criticizing how long my read is. As I was trying to say, if you want to find your closest Circle K, go to CircleK.com/store-locator to find the closest Circle K to you. Circle K, get in it. Or get it in your car.
That's true. Well,
Or get it in, because if you're coffee and snacks and stuff.
Yeah, don't put gas inside of yourself.
Do not put gas in.
get it everywhere.
No,
do not get, that is a fire hazard.
no.
Do not gas responsibly.
That doesn't work for any of that.
Get it everywhere
Yeah.
all at once.
It doesn't work for any of that.
Yeah, no, it does not.
Get it anywhere.
No, also that does not.
Yeah, you can get Circle K almost anywhere.
Oh, I thought you meant like
but get
the
it
gas
everywhere. That's not good, Totri.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Circle K responsibly.
Gas responsibly.
Yeah.
Circle K responsibly.
No one circles the K.
I got an
Circle
answer.
K.
Or I got I got a guess. Circle K.
No.
Damn
I got
it.
to guess.
Wait.
Ken Dillingham.
No. Damn. I would have left if you would have got it right on it. That was a good one, though.
I really
That'd
did
be
have a feeling it
awesome.
might have been Kent.
Okay. We're going to play 20 questions. We haven't done this in a minute. You
Yeah.
guys did really well the last time. I think you got it last time.
We did.
Because I think it was a plane ticket.
Haven't we gotten it every time?
No. I don't know, but I know last time we did really well. We got it pretty fast.
Okay. We're going to play 20 questions. And as we have done in the past, if you're new here, chime in the chat what you think it is. I doubt chat's going to get it. But
That's a hint.
these two going back and forth,
Inside.
asking questions to
personal.
see what we got. Okay. It's personal.
Does it have anything to
Question
do?
uno.
Does it have anything to do with spring practice or football or sports? Just sports. Does it have anything to do with sports?
No.
Does it have anything to do with our trip to Las Vegas?
No.
I was like Embassy Suites.
Embassy. Okay.
That was a waste of the first two questions. Way too specific. Well, yours was vague, but mine was
So
too specific.
Mine's not. So it's not about sports.
How many?
We should probably
Is
start
it
going
something
person,
you can
place,
use?
thing. Okay, yeah.
Use? No.
Oh.
Is it something you can eat?
Yeah.
Do we eat this?
Yeah.
I hate when he answers like that.
Yeah, is it like, yeah, you could. It's a fucking piece of paper, and it's like, you could eat a piece
No,
of paper.
yeah, this is food.
Okay, it's food. Thank you.
This is food.
Embassy.
Suites.
Is it like specific to like Arizona or like local?
No.
Okay.
Ooh. This isn't real. Is it a chicken tornado? I'm just kidding. Don't answer that.
What if I was like, yes?
Let's see.
Is it ranch
Let's
dipping
see.
sauce?
Let's see. Do you eat this for breakfast? Traditionally.
Yeah.
Is it eggs? Is it egg bites?
Take a bite.
Oh, you fuck! I did that. You fucking loser.
I knew that.
You fucking loser.
Why am I losing?
You're not a loser. It's just funny.
Yeah, I had egg bites today after I left practice.
Yeah.
He told me he was going to have egg bites
Oh.
today after I left practice.
Yeah, I also got an Americano too. Like it was a great post practice for me.
I had granola and yogurt this morning
Mm.
with avocado toast.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It was
together,
coffee.
like
I didn't put the no, but I ate them around. I ate my avocado toast first. And then
Why did that question get you so threw him in a tizzy? Off the board.
so rattled.
because he was acting like I ate them together, like I was dipping my avocado toast in there. That was
know what
really
you
cool,
do.
by the way.
Yeah, that was
bouncing and I
off
caught
the
it.
board and
Oh,
back.
you did?
Yeah,
Oh, no, you like the Jalin Conyers catch.
yeah, exactly.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
What
I just
about
had
you? What'd
a
you eat for
coffee.
breakfast? You had a coffee?
Yeah.
Americano?
No,
Have you eaten anything?
yeah, I had my factor meal.
Good.
But I just my Keurig. I saved money this morning.
Nice.
So I was at home doing errands, doing laundry.
Sean was just out here being productive.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you're
I
being a
was.
human
We were like,
being.
"Where's Sean?" He was just living his best life.
And I was working from home. I did stuff.
Yeah, Shane was like, "Do you think he's getting his hair dyed?" I'm like, no, I
No.
feel like he would have told us that he's getting his hair dyed.
That's not
today.
gonna happen immediately. It's gonna be a little bit before it happens.
What do you mean by a little bit?
When I have money to do it, mainly.
I think we can fund it.
Yeah.
I also got to decide how I want to do it because I don't know if I want to cut my hair or get dreads or something else. So we'll see.
Okay, you figure that out. I'm going to tell the people about Octane Raceway for a second, guys. Book some fun this spring at Octane Raceway in Mavericks. Kart racing, virtual reality, laser tag, axe
The
throwing,
box
bowling,
box?
arcade,
The baseball game.
the baseball
The
game,
baseball game's really
Great
fun.
food.
That shit is cool.
and drinks. Guys, they've got it all. Bring in.
Remember when I kicked your ass at air hockey at Mavericks?
They've got it all. Bring in your spring training ticket
That's a
stub
yes.
and get a free $10 game card. Check out
So you can kick Tochi's
octaneraceway.com
ass.
and mavericks.com to learn more. You didn't kick my ass.
I kind of did.
No.
I won the tournament that we set
Yeah,
up.
but you didn't kick his ass.
Not,
We always go, we're pretty competitive in everything we do.
That is true. That is true. Because we've played air hockey a bunch. It was just the last time we were at Mavericks, we did a little tourney.
What is something
came
that
out
you're
that.
confident you could kick his ass in?
Ooh,
And
swimming.
You too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
What about you?
Not a good swimming. Mario Kart arcade version. That
He did
I
wipe
am
the floor with me
goated
on
at
that.
that.
He did.
I
Wipe
don't
the
think
floor.
literally don't think I've ever lost that.
I think we the most equal of something that we are. That was a
It was a very tough way to
It's
put it.
fine.
I know what you're saying.
Interesting way to phrase it. Well done, Anthony.
Well, that was a new one.
Yeah.
Dude, when he comes up with new phrases that I haven't
Well
heard
done,
before,
Anthony. Oh, that's got to be.
Probably
That's a
top five
thing.
thing.
That's a thing. Anytime you do something with me, well done, Anthony.
we need to get that as a sampler.
We're pretty equal when it comes to golf, I feel like.
Yeah, we were, because I mean, I beat you by like a stroke when we went.
Yeah.
Didn't we? Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah.
I clutched it up on the second on the back nine.
Yeah. It was tragic. We both played significantly better on the back nine
We did. Yeah.
than the front nine.
Yeah. We were both also wearing bed birdie.
This is true.
You're
This
also
is
wearing
true.
bed birdie right
I
now.
am
You were wearing
now.
that exact shirt, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, I only have one.
He was
coverage.
looking
He
real
was.
good
Yeah.
at practice day.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you
I believe
what.
it. He's looking real good right now.
Appreciate you.
Well, yeah, but in the sun, it's
Mm.
hitting
Just
different.
light hit me.
Yeah.
It's going crazy. Guys, anything else before we get out of here?
You're all gold chips and 5-star pluses.
Yes.
Some of you.
Luther Muhammad, just want to let you know you do not have a year of eligibility left. So
Yeah, how
stop
does that
telling
work?
people that
Maybe
you
he
do.
just wants to go. Maybe he's just like
He just wants to
transfer
be in the
schools.
portal.
Yeah, he
just
just
wants
wants
to see
no,
what
just
the
like he
portal's
just doesn't like his program.
I think
and so
he
he's
knows
like,
that he doesn't have any eligibility.
yeah, no, I think
left.
he just like doesn't like his communications program. So he's like, I'm gonna go somewhere that fits that has better professors, better professor
yeah.
to student
So he's
ratio.
just going to change schools.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if like college students were like, I'm now entering the transfer? Like I loved my first 2 years
Yeah.
at the Arizona State University, but
I got kicked out of WP Carey.
I'm
So.
proud to announce that I have entered the transfer portal.
Zags by a million.
JR in the chat, who you gents have tonight? UCLA or Gonzaga?
I'm
UCLA.
going Zags only because if Timmy can get 20 points, he will have the most 20-point games in the history of the NCAA tournament.
You could
Who
have 20
leads
and lose.
Gonzaga in assists?
What?
You could have 20 and lose.
That's true, but
Who leads Gonzaga in assists?
Timmy.
Yeah, it's not wild.
Why you say it like that?
What do you mean?
South Park. We've been over this.
Gonzaga. I gave this out on the bet. So Gonzaga, UConn minus 3.5,
K-State.
K-State money line, and who's the other-
FAU?
what's the FAU plus 5.5?
Yes, love it.
Book it.
FAU money line.
Yeah,
K-State money line.
K-State money line for
FAU.
sure.
K-State's coming out of the region.
Is
All
on
of
a
those,
more efficient
Put it
team.
together in a teaser.
Mm.
I got everybody is plus 5 to 9, and UConn is just money line
Like it.
plus
Like it.
290.
Like it.
Most
Shmoney.
places.
Shmoney. Guys, we appreciate you. Give us a follow on social at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane D. You can follow Shawn DePause at Shawn_DePause.
Telling Anthony, nice job as always.
Yeah. Nice job, Anthony, as always.
We'll see you guys Friday at 2 p.m. But for now, peace.